Good morning. It's Monday today, and right now I'm on the way to UOB Bank. I'm going there because I need to activate the online banking service for my UOB Bank, because when I first set it up, like years ago, I did not set an online banking feature because I didn't want drawing money out of there to be easy. My UOB Bank account is supposed to be for private savings and maybe something big one day, either a wedding or something big. But as you guys probably know from the last two videos, if you have watched them, my partner and I, we are moving to New Zealand soon, most probably. 90% sure at this time. So I need to move some money around easily. That's why I'm now going to the bank to set up my iBanking stuff. I've had some thoughts recently, and so if you guys watched my previous vlog, I might have mentioned that I was excited to get the new iPhone. The new iPhone 15 is officially released. I purchased it on the announcement day itself, which is 1 week before launch day. And at this point of the recording, I've already had like an entire weekend with it. But in fact, I'm using the current phone now to vlog, feeling a bit self-conscious because people are looking at me. They expect that this route that I'm taking is so crowded. I'm gonna walk somewhere less crowded. Prior a few days to the phone arriving, I've been feeling a bit weird because it kind of feels like I don't deserve this phone, or I don't deserve this purchase. And even right when the phone has arrived, and even as I'm holding it right now, it kind of doesn't feel right. I've even had a chat with, like a very short chat with my good friend Basil last night on why that is, and I shared with him how I feel. He started to analyze and rationalize things for me. Hey guys, I'm back from all my chores, gone to the bank. Well, I was kind of cut off just now because I was reaching the train station and I kind of didn't want to vlog in front of like strangers because I don't want to seem weird, and I'm not very confident about that yet. But I'm still trying. Even now, 3 videos into it, it still kind of feels weird to me to be vlogging. It's going to be something that I need to persist on. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Basil was trying to help me rationalize on why I feel this way. And he pointed out that maybe one of the things was that the last 2 weeks, I haven't had a lot of shoots. So I don't feel like my actions, or rather lack of actions and lack of work, justifies this new high purchase. I mean, the new phone is essentially costing like $1,800. It's not cheap. I mean, I can afford it, but I do have to admit as well, it's really not cheap for a smartphone, especially coming off of where just a couple years ago smartphones were costing less than $1,000. So we have surmised that one of the reasons could be because I haven't had much shoots in the last 2 weeks. At the same time, the month of September has been quite good. It's actually one of my higher earning months in the whole year so far. And I agree with him, and I also told him that that might be one of the reasons, but the other reasons could be most of my life, every phone that I've ever owned, I've ever gotten is because of a mobile line recontract. So when you recontract a phone in Singapore once every 2 years, your phone is kind of cheaper. I wouldn't say subsidized, but cheaper because you are paying it within the phone plan in the next 24 months. So it is a bit cheaper. And for the last couple of years, every time I had to recontract, I think 2 or 3 times now. So that's been like, 6 years, I think? Or 2 years at least? 6 years or 4 years at least. That every time I recontracted, instead of getting a new phone for myself, I've gotten a new one for my mum, because I know my mum likes devices, so I got her one. At the release of this new iPhone, my contract is not up for renewal yet, which means if I want it, I need to pay full price directly from my own pocket. And I guess I just feel a bit weird because now that I think back, I haven't really bought anything for myself in the longest time ever. I have spent quite a lot of money on high value items, but that's mostly for work, paid for by my company funds. I do buy things for myself, like food and toys, but those typically do not cost more than $300-400 per purchase. And other high value purchases is probably shared experiences with Dina, like maybe we go overseas or we go to New Zealand or something like that. The end of the conversation I had with Basil is, I guess people of our generation, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but people of our generation need to learn how to treat ourselves and to validate our actions and to accept that we are in the next stage of life where we are able to afford, and we should be able to afford such things without feeling shame. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Hi guys, I'm in my workroom now, and I just wanted to share a little bit of something. As in, this is actually really just more of a record for myself. When I look back on this video, maybe a couple months or even a couple years from now, I have this memory to reminisce about.
So something happened at work today that, and I don't want to go into detail. I don't really want to elaborate on it right now. But for future Andrick, if you're watching this, you will probably remember. Just the brief matter at hand is just because of someone, you were supposed to have help for two shoots, but because of something that happened to someone, you could only have one. Like you can only go alone for the second one, and actually that has helped you to come to some conclusions about life. My face looks a bit red now because I have been drinking a little bit because I do need to decompress a bit after this episode, but this is just a reminder to myself. If it's not gonna affect me by November 2024, it's not that important. So just try to remember that. Think about November 2024 and whatever that holds for your future. One of my biggest character flaws is people have always been innocent before proven guilty, and I've always treated them and seen them as the best people that I want them to be when I first meet them, only for me to feel a little bit disappointed when they don't react or behave or even think a certain way I want them to do, to be. That is something that has to stop. I need to put up my walls, and nothing else matters except for my partner, my dogs, my family, and whatever that is going to happen in November 2024. Nothing else matters. So just take it easy and don't let it bother you for more than a few hours.
Hi, I'm Joshua. Welcome to another home tour. Today we are going to this magnificent good class bungalow and interview these two top real estate agents who are selling this good class bungalow. Let's go. Hi, I'm Joshua. Welcome to another home tour. Today we are going to one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in Singapore to interview these two top real estate agents who are selling this magnificent good class bungalow. Let's go. Good thing.
Hi everyone, it's a Monday today and new start to the new week. So, well, and as usual, I'm walking my dogs. I'm just gonna take this chance to explain a couple of things and like just to give you some updates. First things first, to address the couple of slightly, I guess, more cryptic, not so straightforward vlog entries that you probably just saw moments ago, but to me I recorded it like maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago. This particular episode is like maybe 1, 2, 3 weeks in the making. So to address that, I think it's okay to address it now. My editor quit. She recently resigned. She resigned a couple days ago. I think it's been less than a week, if I'm not wrong. The weeks leading up to her resignation, I was already dealing with some of the logistical, corporate and emotional issues surrounding it. So I don't want to go too deep into it, not as of now at least, because it's still a developing story. She has tendered her resignation, but her last day is not until the first week of December. It is still developing, so I don't want to comment too much. That I guess worst case scenario is might get me into any kind of legal trouble. But on the emotional side of it, of course I am a bit sad to see her go. She has been, for the most part, quite stable in terms of work submissions, but I guess now it's either up to me to do it alone leading up to my move to NZ, or I'll just hire someone on a contract basis and get all this done. Yeah, so I hope that explains a little bit on the previous couple of, not so straightforward, slightly weird log entries. I have spent a bit of time to reflect on it, and I guess I've kind of more or less moved on. I wouldn't say 100%, there's of course still a little bit here and there, but life has to go on, right? I have something way bigger to look forward to, and I cannot let this affect me too much. Maybe one day I'll share in detail what led to this editor's resignation. I mean, so far in my career, I've had 2 full-time staff back to back. The first editor was a guy, the second editor was a girl, and they're both in the Gen Z generation, but I don't know if that matters, maybe a bit. Like the perspective and what's important is kind of different compared to my generation. But maybe someday I'll explain or I'll leave it in a video after I've had like maybe months or even a year or so to process the whole thing. And when I'm no longer feeling any sort of emotion attached to it. And I think that's probably when I can give my most neutral thoughts. So anyway, on to something happier. It seems like Lena has already passed her British Council IELTS exam, and now we're just waiting for the approval. It should be either coming in today or tomorrow on a weekday. And once we get that, and the next step is just to apply for visa. And visa is usually the big stage, you know. The visa application can easily take up to, I'm guessing, 3 to 4 months. I'm not exactly too sure. Once the application of visa goes through and we officially get the visa, we should be 2-3 months later, and that would cement our move there. Over the last 1-2 weeks, told a couple of people, at least those who are close to us, or you know, if I accidentally told them, my parents being one of them, my sister's family, maybe a close industry friends like Jaden and Basil. They are the few people that know. And I think over the next few months, when things are a bit more confirmed, or after we've given it more time to settle down, and we'll tell more of our friends. The plan me and my partner have is to slowly meet them one by one or in their individual groups, have a meal with them on us, and we'll let them know. I also do intend to eventually wind down the business. I have no one to pass it to or to inherit it to, and I'm not very familiar with the whole concept of selling my company or selling the clients to somebody else. So I think the easy thing is just to, like the most fast-free, logistics-free way is just to choose a period and announce to all my clients that this life update is happening to me, and I'll be closing it down, you know. And I still have some clients who have credit values with me, and I'm going to let them know that they have a certain amount of time to clear their credits. Otherwise, too bad lah, you know. On my end, with all this in motion, it's actually quite a lot. Our move is supposedly gonna be October 2024, but I do want to try to wind it down by August, so I have a good 1.5 or a good 2 months to, you know, just relax and enjoy my final weeks here in Singapore before I go. So over the weekend, I did like kind of ask Lena, hey, what should I do in the final 2 months of the stay here in Singapore after the company closes down and I have free time, you know? Like, what am I going to do? Like, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be quite bored already. So she gave me a very good suggestion that I don't know what I've thought of, is to do one last final production for myself. A personal dedication to Singapore, if you will. It's gonna have my favorite locations, my favorite food, my favorite items, my favorite people. So I think that's a very good idea, and it's probably a project that will take me a couple of weeks to complete. It's not like it can be shot in one day, like a lot of my projects are. I look forward to that. I don't want my vlogs to just be about happy stuff because I think that's unrealistic. No shade to any of the other vloggers who do that, but I want mine to be as grounded as possible, but also without sharing too much detail. You will once in a while hear like maybe like small rants, just me sharing with you some not great updates about life, but that's life. I hope you are enjoying my content so far, and I think this rounds out the current episode. Bye guys.